What's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here to bring you guys actually somewhat of a sad video, but I'm pretty sure by now you guys have already heard, because I'm putting this video up kind of late, that Bleach is ending, or next arc is the final arc of Bleach. Now, it may be sad to some of you guys. Some of you guys may be happy. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm happy, but then I'm kind of sad at the same time. Like, I'm sad because I love Bleach. It's an awesome series in my opinion. And, it's kind of sad for it to be wrapping up. That's kind of how I feel with Naruto. But I kind of feel like it needs to wrap up. Not because Kubo was a bad writer, but because I think all masterpieces shouldn't be dragged on longer than they have to be. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you want to leave a piece of art kind of like, good. You don't want to just keep overrunning things. You don't want to keep rehashing information. I mean, I kind of feel like, Pokemon. I used to watch the anime all the time. I wanted to see Ash become the very best, and it just got repetitive after a while. I mean, of course, I like the games, but as far as seeing Ash, it seems like he would never really get any further, or he would just keep facing gym leaders, keep facing Team Rocket, same stuff over and over again. And I don't ever want Bleach to get that way, because the Fullbringer arc, I'm not gonna say it got that way with the Fullbringer arc, but I kind of felt like it didn't have much connection with the main part of the story. If you get what I mean, like, yes, it is a part of the main part of the story, but if you look at all the stuff with Aizen and all the other mess that was going on prior to, it was kind of like off the side. It kind of felt fillerish. Yes, you needed Ichigo to get his powers back, but I kind of felt like Genjo and all the other Fullbringers, like, Kubo didn't do a good job in maybe making them connected to Aizen or something like that. I mean, yes, there's still the chance he could still go ahead and do that, but right now we don't know if he'll ever do that, and if he doesn't, I'm going to say that's kind of messed up, that they were just random villains coming out of the box. Now, I did mean to do a review on the Fullbringer arc, and actually, I did make a review of that, but I didn't really like how it turned out, so I didn't upload it, or actually, I needed to edit it and all that kind of stuff, and again, I didn't like how it turned out, so I'll probably make it another time. Won't make any promises when that'll be out. Maybe in the next few weeks I'll put it out, but back to Bleach ending, there's some things that I want to see in this final arc, because I do remember originally, I'd say about 2 years ago, before Kubo did the Fullbringer arc, and I think when the arc with the Fake Karakura arc was ending, Kubo had said that he wanted to do one small arc and then one big final arc. But then he changed to, I want to do it 10 years. So I kind of feel like, I'm not going to say Kubo's a bad writer, but I kind of feel like he didn't make up his mind on how he wanted to end his series. And he has a lot of good elements left in his series that he could carry his plot forth and make his series end really on a good note that I think a lot of us would love if we, give it a chance, because I know a lot of you guys want to say Kubo's a troll every 5 seconds, even when the chapter's not even out. But, yeah, I think that if he goes ahead and covers the stuff with the Royal Guard, of course, and the Spirit King, maybe, because remember, that was Aizen's goal. Aizen's goal was to go ahead and make it to the Royal Guard, Spirit King, all that stuff. And I kind of feel like Aizen's plan, since Aizen is gone, and since that was the objective, I'm going to say for most of the series, and the reason I'm going to say most of the series, because remember, those arcs, like the Hueco Mundo arc, Rancor arc, Fake Karakura arc, are pretty long arcs, and Aizen had been the main villain for most of the series, and that was his objective. So I think that his objective should be carried on in some manner, because whenever you get rid of a major villain, or a villain that's presumed to be the main villain, I expect for their plans to continue if they're gone. I shouldn't have this filler feel. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Kind of like I got with Genjo. I'm like, but my whole point is that they have to cover the Royal Guard stuff, get some stuff with Ishin's past. I would like Urahara to be the main villain. I know some of you guys will I know, I can smell it now. If Urahara became the main villain, because of the previous arc, I know a lot of y'all would say that he's a troll. Like, not Urahara, but say that Kubo is trolling us. I think if Urahara became the main villain, that would be excellent, because Urahara is supposed to be, the smartest dude out of all the characters or whatnot. Like, he's supposed to be smarter than Aizen, outsmarted Aizen. Come on now. Aizen, I mean, yes, he doesn't have the Zanpakuto that tricks people and gives these people illusions, but I mean, that's still pretty crafty to outsmart Aizen, so it wouldn't surprise me if Urahara was the main villain of the series, and it would make sense because he's been there from the get-go of the series. He's the one that's been getting Ichigo to get these power-ups, I guess you could say, train Ichigo. He started him off, and for a person that Ichigo thought he could trust, which Genjo has even thrown in little hints here and there about Urahara, but if it was a person that he thought he could trust and then he just winded up doing, pulling an Aizen, or I guess you would call it an Urahara because it'd be a lot worse, then now I think that would be excellent for a main villain. I mean, what else could you ask for? And I also want Genjo to come back. I mean, not Genjo, Grimjo. My fault. I didn't mean to confuse the two. I know a lot of y'all didn't like Genjo, but Grimjo. I want Grimjo to come back. Grimjo, I felt like, I guess you could say he was the closest to a rival, you could say, with Ichigo. And he was one of the best villains. I like Ukiura because Ukiura was like hella strong, but I still feel like Grimjo had a better character to be able to come back and fight Ichigo. And Ichigo even said to him that come back later on and you can face me if you want. And I know Grimjo's probably been training, probably getting stronger because Grimjo did live. That's been talked about, I believe, in the Bleach data book called Unmasked, in case anybody's wondering, because I know a lot of people have had questions over time. What did Kubo do with this character, that character? Some of that stuff he's covered in his data book or Unmasked book. So you guys can check that out, look it up, and see that Grimjo, yes, he is supposed to be alive, or I think it was unconfirmed or something. So, but he confirmed all the others, so we know Grimjo's alive, and I believe he's talked about bringing Grimjo back as a villain. So if Grimjo, I don't want him to be the main villain. If he is, I can deal with it. But if Grimjo comes back as maybe plays a role as a villain in the story, maybe I'm not gonna say helping Urahara, but comes and attacks Ichigo and comes back a lot stronger, that will, to me, pump up this arc even more. Hearing about Ishin's past, seeing the stuff with the Royal Guard, the Spirit King, learning more about becoming a transcendent being, because as we know, Aizen said, if you have Shinigami powers and you have Hollow powers, or is it, yeah, if you have, I guess, or no, if you have like a Hogiku, and I think if you have Shinigami powers and Hollow powers, and then you can transcend the power of, both, or, no, it's, if you have Shinigami powers and you have Fullbringer powers, that's what Genjo says, and you can transcend the power of a Shinigami, Hollow, whatever. So I want to kind of learn more about that. I'm pretty sure a lot of, there's probably got to be somebody in the Royal Guard on that caliber. I want to see some Bankais. That is something I'm kind of scared that Kubo could troll us on. I will say that he won't show everybody's Bankai. I don't expect Kenpachi to show a Bankai. If he does, I'll be happy, but I'm not putting it on, I'm not going to put it on my list of must-sees. Yes, I do want him to get a little fight, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to cry about it. I want to see, what's his name? Yamamoto go Bankai. Gotta see Shinji. Shinji is my favorite character. He's got to go Bankai, throw his mask on, all that. I want to see if maybe Hitsugai's Bankai changed any, because remember, he went through that training at the end of the Fake Karakura Town arc, saying he had to get better to protect Hinamori, so I want to see what changed about him, how much stronger he became. Same thing with Renji. So I want to see all the visored captains, like the people who were captains, and they're captains again now, but the visors that had the Bankais, I want to see all of their Bankais. Every single last one of them. I want to see, who else? I want to see Ukitake's Bankai, Kiriku's Bankai, Yoruichi, she doesn't have to show a Bankai because we don't know where her sword is even at, but I want her to have at least a fight. There's a lot of different things I want to see. If certain characters don't get covered that much, that I don't really care about as much, I'm not going to complain, but I would like to see some of them go Bankai. I don't think Kubo is going to show every single one of them go all out in one whole arc. Now, he does make massive arcs, so maybe he will, but I'm not going to sit up here and place all my money on it. I'm just kind of wondering how is he going to cover all this information in one arc, but hey, I think Kubo can do it. I think he's a good writer. I've been reading his series. In fact, before I used to watch his series. I loved watching his series so much, I went ahead and read it because I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. So that's how I ended up getting into the Bleach manga. But this is the deal though, guys. Like I think either next week or the week after is when the new Bleach chapter comes out, and I believe it's supposed to be a color page. When the first chapter comes out, and I'm just saying, like, even if you think Kubo has been trolling forever, right? Just give this man a chance. Give the Bleach chapter a chance. And what I mean by that is some of y'all are probably saying, no, 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 I shouldn't have to do that as a reader or whatnot. And I'm like, the reason why I'm saying this is y'all have to let you have to let a series unfold. And you know what? Sometimes I'm going to say I have a problem with that. Like, I need to probably look at Fairy Tail again because I could never really get into Fairy Tail. It's just not a series that's really, I've looked at it a little bit and I've kind of been like, I don't know, I don't really, find it interesting. But you know what? I need to give it another shot. Sometimes you do need to let things unfold because it may turn out being better than what you actually originally thought from seeing it. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I know some people first chapter are going to call trolling. I don't, you know what? I don't even know what the chapter is going to be about. Don't know, but I can already smell it. I can, well, not smell it, but I can already hear it or see it coming from right now. I know that somebody's gonna call it off rip. If Udahara's hat wasn't drawn properly, if it was maybe he like Kubo, I don't know, forgot a line or something. Somebody's gonna say this whole chapter is bad, it's terrible. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like the word trolling gets overused way too much. I know I went on a whole nother tangent with this video, but I just have to cover this because I could see like this week's Naruto chapter. If any of you guys reading, I mean not reading, watching this Bleach video, watch Naruto or read Naruto, then you know this week's chapter of Naruto was pretty good. I mean, I know we all have our own opinions of different things, but I think this chapter was at least solid at best. I mean, I don't think even if you weren't all wowed by it, there was still some good things in there, and I've seen some people say this chapter is terrible. Kishimoto was trolling us, and it's those same people that will complain about maybe if Naruto's getting his butt whooped, then it's almost like, oh, this is terrible. Kishimoto's trolling. But then if Naruto goes ahead and whoops some ass, it's trolling. So my only point by mentioning Naruto actually is to say give the chapter a chance. Don't just say it just because the next person said it was trolling. Make your own opinion of what the chapter was. If the chapter isn't the most explosive chapter coming back in, it is like he's most likely building up into this arc. If maybe not much occurs, maybe we kind of just see Ichigo go back to his normal life, see what's going on with Ishin, and just an average kind of, I guess you could say, a dull chapter, and at the end of the chapter, all we see is maybe a face or something in the shadows or something. Don't sit up here and just say he's trolling, because again, it's build up. Writers have to build up in order to make something good. I mean, even if you love One Piece, even Oda does that. Oda does build up. The chapter, I'm gonna say the chapter before the one that came out this week, 654. I wasn't the biggest fan of that chapter, but at the same time, it was built up. I mean, and I'm not gonna say, oh, this chapter like Oda was trolling. I mean, he wasn't trolling. It wasn't my favorite chapter, but I think that y'all overuse this word way too much. Just saying, like you gotta actually, if you know what you can say, or I'm not even gonna say trolling because I don't even like using that word a lot, but you can. I feel like the only way you can really accurately judge where this arc, like what your current opinion on is that of that arc, is if it's at least like maybe 10, 15 chapters in, or maybe not 10, 15 chapters, at least 10. I'm gonna say because you got to see where it's going. You got to have characters be introduced. You got to see what the main, character is gonna do. What's gonna happen? What's the objective of the arc? So all I'm saying is give Kubo a chance when he comes back, and let's just all try to enjoy this final arc. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I love Bleach, so I hope it's good. And anyway, in case for whatever reason, again, if you had not heard this news about this being the final arc of Bleach, I will make sure I link it below the information talking about how there is a final arc of Bleach, like coming up very soon. There's not going to be 10 arcs after this or whatever. For all we know, maybe Kubo can make a side series, but this is the the final arc of Bleach as we know it, like regular Bleach. So anyway, please like my Facebook if you like getting updates when I throw different videos up. Please follow my Twitter for the same reason. And just letting you know, I'm Game on Cloud 9, of course. And hope you enjoyed my video. Please like the video if you liked it, of course. And please subscribe if you enjoy watching my videos. And anyway, have a nice day. See ya.